There was nothing left to say. Had to get up, walk away. Knowing to hold him, knowing to fold. Knowing to hold him, knowing to fold. Cold sweat, blood in my eyes. Thunder rolling through the skies. I can feel it in the air tonight. Say I won't, but you know I might. Ain't no storm and ain't no thief. Ain't got time and ain't got sleep. But I feel fine and I feel free. 'Cause I'm the last man standing in the street. Always something, always something. All I ain't got, but I ain't got an axe to grind. Knowing to hold him, knowing to fold. Knowing to hold him, knowing to fold. I've been tempted, I've been tried. Know you wanna test my pride. I suggest you go and move aside. Say I won't, but you know I might. Ain't no storm and ain't no thief. Ain't got time and ain't got sleep. But I feel fine and I feel free. 'Cause I'm the last man standing in the street. I'm the last man standing in the street. I'm the last man standing in the street.
If you see me coming, I'm about to get it started. Get it started. I'ma show you something that you never knew you wanted. Yeah, you want it. Claws out, unleashed, I'm a beast. Got the whole crowd. Party, make a scene, gonna get loud. Real proud, show my teeth. Go wild like an animal. Like an animal! Like an animal! Go wild like an animal! Running out like an animal! Go wild! I'm a machine working every day the hardest. Superhuman vision, got my eyes on the target. Claws out, unleashed, I'm a beast. Got the whole crowd. Party, make a scene, gonna get loud. Real proud, show my teeth. Go wild like an animal. Like an animal. Like an animal. Go wild like an animal. Running out like an animal. Go wild like an animal. Like an animal. Go wild like an animal. Like an animal. Like an animal. Go wild like an animal. Running out like an animal.
Yo, let's go. New shop video.
What
Get
up,
your
what
sling
up?
oil. Owensboro Shot Show. Let's go.
Absolutely delicious. I worked on that for like 5 hours yesterday while Dylan was in the CBC basement making some bags. And now Derek's in the CBC basement making some bags. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
What up,
we got
folks?
in here? Check in. I only see DJ and Dylan Burris. What's going on, Dylan?
What
Good
up,
to see
folks?
you.
Let's go. Happy Wednesday.
How's the sound? How's the quality? We looking good? We sounding good?
Knoxville was a banger.
Dude, Knoxville was crazy.
Banger, dude.
Knoxville was fun. It was fun. It was
we
a good
had a
time.
lot of fun in Knoxville, dude. What up, Joe? We had a lot of fun, man. Folks, today we got, not a stacked list as usual, right? Because we don't have to make picks this week. No major this weekend.
Yeah, we'll have a little bit of
Skip a
extra
week.
time at the end. We got a couple extra things coming on today,
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm.
So, it'll be good. We got a few extra things here.
What up, Tanner?
Tanner Neal, there we go. Davy
Tanner.
Jones.
Tanner, your bags are in the process of being made right now
Yes, they are.
with the new drippity drip, son.
Yes, they are. Michael Ashton, what's going on? I know, dude. I heard you don't play cornhole anymore, though, so we don't get to see you. What's going on?
Ashton, you got to make a reappearance, bro, before you take off. Come to the Clarksville pre-party.
He's going to Fort Liberty.
No, dude, it's Bragg. Yeah,
Bragg.
back at Bragg, dude.
I spent a lot of time at Bragg,
What
Michael.
up, Craig?
Craig, what up, big dog?
The King. Chris Pfluger, what up, big dog?
Hey, guys, be looking for next week for the newest SHOT Show. I'll probably do Knoxville next week, but that one was Owensboro, man. I kind of want to run it for more than 1 week, though.
Yeah.
So I think Knoxville is probably going to be right after the Clarksville Major. I'll do that SHOT Show for that one. Just because, man, I want to give the people respect from Owensboro. There's some awesome shots there. We got little Fretwell on there. We got
Yeah,
a couple
we
of
do
the
have
real
little
junior
Brody,
guys
yeah.
hitting some good shots, man.
Yeah,
it was
Brody and Jackson.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
super
Jackson.
fun.
Jackson was
Joey,
good, dude.
yep, we got the bourbon. What do we got today, Bill? We got a fresh bottle. Gosh,
Brother,
I don't know how many of these
fresh
we
bottle,
drank.
man. We go through like the 2 a week now. We were at 1 a week. Now we're at about 2 a week. Now, only on major weeks are we at 2 a week.
Don't tell the people. Don't tell them.
It's bad. But
All right.
Derek drinks it too, man. That's how he gets down there and sews and locks in, man. You feed him bourbon, he makes bags. That's how it goes.
Yeah, we just feed it. There's like a hose that goes from up here to down there, and
Yeah.
he just has his mouth next to it. And then we ring a bell when it's ready, and then he knows that the bourbon's ready for the shot, and he just kind of hits it.
Have you heard about the bag yet with
Don't.
Okay, my bad. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah,
Michael,
Derek
hey,
told me he's in
details
charge of
on the party, man. That's coming right up, dude. Right here. You want to talk about the party? Bink, right there, dude.
Bingo.
That's the big party. It's sold out. Although I think there's going to be enough room for a few extra people to kind of hang out and stuff. And I think some people probably won't be able to show due to traffic conditions, whatever it may be. Maybe just getting a late start, this and that. So I'd still show up. Just in case you can get a spot in the
There's
tournament.
usually slots that open up, but this thing filled up with 64 players in less than 24 hours, folks. So we expect there to be 64 players, and then also probably people literally just hanging out. But if you want to still play cornhole, go search Miggy on Scoreholio,
Right.
and he's running a tournament as well in Oak Grove, which is just 15-20 minutes up the road. No big deal. Good little venue there as well, and they have plenty of spots open. So if you want to play, make sure you sign up for Miggy's. If you're trying to hang out with the CBC team and the Clarksville Cornslingers area, you know what I mean, our home spot for playing, come on and see us. And I might give up my spot to somebody. You bribe me, dude, I'll give up my spot. It's only going to cost a couple extra bucks.
I may give up my spot to somebody if there's so many people that want to play. I will be there 100%, drinking some beers, eating some food, and having a good time. I believe Legends Barbecue is doing a little bit of food there. DJ, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And also the Axe, they have Capriccio's Pizza out there that they make, on site, but they got kind of a small oven to do it. So once those orders start going through, man, you can be waiting some time for them pizzas.
Craig, the Clarksville pre-party, the CBC pre-party is probably 7 minutes from the venue, 8 minutes. I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, it's very,
maybe
very
closer.
close.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you exactly, but yeah, very, very close.
Yeah. Okay, DJ says food truck for Legends Barbecue. So there'll be barbecue there. There'll be pizza. There's a couple other things. Right next door, there's a nice Mexican restaurant that's actually very good. And
Freddy's across the street if you guys are like Smash Burger Freddy's folks. There's a Starbucks right up the road right there.
Yeah.
There's actually really a lot of stuff on that road. You guys will see some of it's up a little further. Texas Roadhouse, Longhorn Roadhouse, Longhorn Steakhouse, Tilted Kilts.
Oh, there's tons. There's
Drake's. I mean, you're talking chain restaurants.
Chain
everything's
you can
right
possibly
there.
think of other than Carrabba's.
Yeah. So if you're looking to,
I love Carrabba's and we don't have one.
If you're looking to book a a hotel too, which we're going to show Jack's hacks here in a minute. But I know if you get anything on Wilma Rudolph Road, you're fairly safe. There's a lot of traffic there. The road does get backed up. So on the weekend, I would leave early.
The time of day that we're going to be driving back and forth, though, it shouldn't be. Yeah,
right.
It should
but that's
be
where
a
all the
10-minute
chain
drive.
restaurants are. There's a mall on that road. I mean, anything you need is in that area.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good.
David Penny Jones said he's got us some canned goods, Bill.
I don't know what canned goods are, but I can't wait.
He also asked when our next bag drop is, Bill. Did you want to maybe enlighten him on a possible ETA?
We got, okay, so, folks, and this is we probably shouldn't even say anything.
It's too late.
Should we?
I mean, I think it's too late. I'm so excited for it, but I'll tell everybody. But I'm not going to do it. That's why I let
Let's
you
just say that we're going to have a bag release at Clarksville Major. We're waiting until the Major. Nobody's going to be able to purchase them. We only have a couple sets out. A couple people like DJ are going to get one set because he's just a monster. He throws bags so much that he's going to be able to break it in so good, tell us his thoughts, and then we'll have a little bit of time before the Major to kind of change everything if we need to change anything. But Clarksville Major is the release.
Basically, yeah, the Clarksville Major is the release. First come, first serve.
Right.
Somewhere between 10 and 20 sets of this new bag with, I mean, one of the hottest materials on the market. We have done something different with it. A new, I mean, we're talking about the most friendly new resin that we've ever found.
Yeah.
folks.
Oh, yeah.
We are so excited for this bag. There's so much new stuff going on with this bag, but there's going to be a limited amount. Okay, but if we run out, place an order with us. You know what I mean? We'll get a list going.
Yeah, and then it'll be about a week.
Yeah, it'll be about a week, and we'll start producing those things after Clarksville. But
we're going to produce a bunch of sets, although there may be a little video coming out at some point in time that's showcasing the bag, stuff like that. It may have on there, get pre-orders for Clarksville, but those will close too if we get too many.
Guys, just watch the page. Yeah. I'm telling you, this bag is very exciting. I've held the one set that we have out there right now. They're getting broken in by a very special Chuck Norris right now.
Yeah, they are.
And so he's going through those. But that's it with the bag release. Guys.
It'll only be at the Clarksville Major. We're not doing it online prior to that, not whatsoever. No. Anything like that. I'm not taking any orders to ship, nothing like that. Clarksville Major, if you guys are showing up, that's where it's going to be released. That's where the first sets will be given out. All right, let's get out of that. I don't like to promote.
Yeah.
I like to promote us, but I don't like to promote us that
That's
much.
enough about the bags.
Yeah, this is about other stuff.
Let's talk about some players. Let's go, Bill.
Let's go to the winner's circle here, okay? We actually got 9 different winners and probably more that we don't even know about.
I'm telling you.
But we put 9 up here. Okay, we put 9. First one here. My boy, Austin Bickford.
That Bickford, dude. That's Kyle Applegate, too. Kyle Applegate, one of the nicest mullets in this little area.
Yeah. Ginger mullet, too.
Yeah,
at that. Man, that's rare.
Mullet,
it's rare to get that. Come on. But Bickford, man, he's one of our reps. He's I think he just started this year, right?
Playing, yeah.
But, yeah, he's all in. I mean, he's one of those guys that you catch the bug and you're freaking playing. So he's already up there, man. He's got a second place here with his partner.
Good to see you, Bick.
Yep.
That's our boy Jacob Coleman, man. What did he call the reverse mamba? That's what he's calling his throw now, Bill. The reverse mamba.
He needs to stop calling it. He needs to stop calling it that right now.
I like it.
You like? Oh, come on, man.
The only problem with that thing is those fingertips, they be tearing through some predators, son.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Throwing
that reverse throw,
dude.
I swear, he goes through so many predators, so much of our material because he has to dig his finger in there and rip it every freaking shot.
Yeah, he tears them up, man. But hey, he also tears up the board.
Yeah,
bro.
we love him.
He's a beast.
We love him. Jacob Coleman, he's a good buddy. He's one of the nicest guys in cornhole that you'll ever meet. So
great dude. Great dude. Congrats, big dog.
Yeah, it is. Timothy says, "What up, Dill Bill?" It's Billin. Bill's always first in this. Okay, it's not. It's
either Billin or just Dill.
Dill's pretty good. All right. Let's keep going here. Sebastian Barger and Patrick Barger.
Let's go, Patrick.
We know who wears the pants.
Patrick. Oh, Sebastian, definitely.
You know why we know that? Look at the bags that are being held up. They threw our bags. We know who wears the pants, Sebastian. That's what I'm freaking talking about.
Patrick,
you are the most comfortable.
I know you like those things, bro.
I know he does too. He does. We're not gonna.
But no disrespect to Arcane.
Yeah, no, Arcane's good.
Arcane's good people.
All right, next one here.
Sebastian again. Dude, Sebastian sent me 7 pictures, Bill, and he goes, here's my podiums from last Friday. I go, I'm only taking 2. Yeah, I mean, come on.
He had 7?
Yeah, I think 6 or 7, dude.
Dude, we can't see him on here the whole time. We'll just put him as the background in the little CBC.
Yeah.
That way he's always on there on
This is
every
not
one
the
we look at.
Sebastian show.
Yeah, exactly.
Seabass.
This guy
But-
has a fractured hand.
Yeah, and he's been throwing better, he told me. He showed me his PPRs. They're actually better than before he broke his hand. He's like, yeah, there's a little bit of pain, but if I don't think about it, it's not really an issue. I'm like, all right, I like it. I don't know. I don't know, dude.
There's a little bit of I like the pain.
Yeah, the
when it
man
hurts too
child,
much,
dude.
I twist my arm too much, so I know exactly where I need to
the
release.
man child, dude, get doing work. Scotty
Scotty
Ball
Ball.
and Dustin Arrett, man, and I just spaced on Scotty's daughter's name. I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I can
Yeah,
look
I
it
know,
up, but then
I
at
know.
this point, it wouldn't be fair. It might come to me. But
We'll
congratulations
just say the
to
CBC
all.
kid. You know what I mean? That's all we got to say. CBC
children.
Kid. CBC children. Yeah. We need to
Sounds
get them all
weird.
jerseys, man. We need to
The
get
children?
them. Yeah. Oh yeah. We need to get them all jerseys.
Okay. Well,
But
next year, 2T through 6T.
Scotty Ball, Kinsley, that's it, Kinsley.
Bingo.
Scotty
Thank you,
Ball
Dustin.
also throwing the impacts, man. Him and Sebastian, they love I think a lot of people like the impacts.
Mm-hmm.
I love the impacts. I'm switching right now just because I want to try different stuff out, but the impacts are my bag, man. I love those
Bryce,
things.
don't be coming in here with that nonsense already.
Bryce,
You start, dude.
Bryce, did you even see the shot show?
Bryce
He
is
made
in
the
it.
shot. Yeah, you're in the shot show like 2 or 3 times,
Bryce,
dude.
after the stream ends, go back, watch the beginning. You're in the highlight video.
Yeah, I'm not playing it again because now you're in
It's
here.
the first time I've ever seen you hit an airmail.
That's probably airmail drag at that.
Yeah.
All right, next one, Scotty Ball taking the
throwing
first.
impacts, straight
Love
looking good.
Looking real
Let's go,
good.
boy.
All right,
Scotty's back.
all right, 3 more. The last one's very special.
Bear
though.
Paw. That's the guy, Bear Paw, right there. Getting it done in the CBC jersey, throwing the dead reckons. What's crazy here is we made those dead reckons for him and Sebastian to throw. Look at this, Bill. He's throwing them with
He's
other
winning
people.
with everybody else,
He's throwing
man.
them with other people, man.
Yep,
Let's
yep.
go.
I love it. Zach
Let's go.
here, what up, big dog?
The newest sponsored CBC player in the chat, Zach
is
Kier.
in here,
That's
man.
our guy, the biggest arms in cornhole.
Let me give him a nice heart. There you
Yeah,
go,
give him
buddy.
a heart.
There
yeah.
you go, dude.
The biggest arms in cornhole, Bill. That's what I'm calling him.
Is it?
I don't know.
I mean, so he was a weightlifter prior to
Bodybuilder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
hard.
bodybuilder. I'm sorry, I called it a weightlifter. That's my fault.
There's difference.
My fault.
Zach, tell him.
He probably
Don't
ate
tell him.
like
Let's not get into it.
1,000 McNuggets before he works out and
Oh.
stuff. Is that the protein that you got to get?
A lot of eggs.
All
Pinto beans.
right, Bear Paw again. Dude, what's crazy is our people, when they go to these events and stuff, it's not only one podium, it's 2 or 3 or 7 in Sebastian's case. You know what I mean? These guys just tear everything up. It's
And if you
crazy.
look at that, those are the new Bear Paw specials right there with the bear on them and the
Yep.
claws, dude. Those things are nasty. He's already getting work in with those things.
Yeah,
Just
I love
immediate.
it. I love it.
Immediate. All right, who's the last one, Bill? I think I know. Look at Bill, folks.
Let's go!
Bill takes down his
Cheers,
first
folks.
ever singles
I didn't
regional
take it down. I got
podium.
third. Okay, podium.
I
yes.
said podium.
I've only played 2 singles regionals this year. One I took a 4th place, didn't get that podium picture. This one I took 3rd. I wanted to make it here for you guys, man, just to show you that I can play once in a while. I swear I had 2 opportunities to get in the king seat. I choked. It was a 2-bag push though. It wasn't just like a normal push right up the middle. Like I had to chuck that freaking thing. I was throwing dead reckon 7-side fast speed. Very tough to get it through. Very
Dude,
tough.
Bill, he was getting after, man. He beat Martina. He beat Sean Majors. And he only lost to Bryce 21-19 for the king seat, folks. Bill was on that gas, son.
Right in
on
before
that
Bryce.
gas.
Right in before Bryce is like, oh, I was off. I wasn't playing good. Blah blah.
What's funny is Bryce will play like that for about the first 10 points, and then he gets serious, but it doesn't come back, and then he's
Yeah.
actually mad. That's the best. That's the best version.
When it doesn't
That is
come
my
back.
favorite version of Bryce.
Mm-hmm.
Besides when he's happy and he's got his ACO Pro shirt on, the white one, then that's good too.
Yeah, I like that one. Why does he wear that anymore?
I don't know. I don't like the new sideways hat nonsense that he's got going
The
on.
sideways puffed up hat. He has that in
Yeah.
the shot show too. So, all right, let's get into. I don't think we need to show the point chart. Let's get into the
Let's get
scoring.
into, we get into the picks.
Yeah. Let's just get right into the picks, folks. This is what we did for Knoxville here.
Yeah, so for Knoxville folks, me, Bill, and Phil, we pick who we think we're going to win each division. And for this one, I think almost everybody has different picks here. Yeah, across the board. So me and Bill like to kind of make sure that happens, to be honest. Makes it more interesting, makes it a good time, more names mentioned, more of you guys tuning in, hearing your names talked about, stuff like that. So we make picks. If the person wins the bracket, they get 10 points. The least amount of points you get is for 9th place. That's 1 point. No participation trophies here in CBC. Throughout there, you get a plethora of points. 2nd, 9, 3rd, 8, 4th, 7, 5th, 5, 7th, 3rd, 9th, 1. And that's that. Don't even need the point chart anymore, Bill.
No. Well, no. I just didn't want to pull it just because we're not picking for the new week. That's all.
Right.
That's
we're
all.
not. So...
Still no haircut for Sammy, dude. Still.
Sammy.
And Bryce, look. Bryce is gonna talk crap about PPRs for this regional where I got 3rd. He's gonna talk crap. He's like, "Who won with a 7.62? Like that's a crappy PP." And it trust me, it ain't that great. I ran amok with slow ass bags, dude. Very slow bags.
Too?
Yeah. I mean, there was blocks, there was all sorts of stuff. Go look at everybody's PPR that played me, see their PPRs, and see their overall. They were below average when they played me because I blocked the whole time. They weren't able to just run them up in the middle, this and that. And Bryce's blocks were a little bit off. I will say, Bryce, your blocks were off, and that was probably the biggest issue with you. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Bill's, I looked up his PPR, saw his DPR was positive, a .05.
Yeah,
DPR
it was a
on the
small
night.
positive.
Hey,
dude.
but that's all that matters. PPR doesn't matter. DPR, let's go.
Well, yeah. Well, I like PPR too.
I
like
know,
PPR
but
too.
you're a rollback guy. You got to get rid of the PPR mindset.
That's true. And I did that game. Every bag was its own individual bag, and that's all I thought about for that specific round. So it was nice. It was good. No haircut for Sammy. Sammy's not on the team.
Sammy, I don't know. He's on Blueprint.
Oh, yeah.
Blueprint.
Sammy's on Blueprint. Blueprint doesn't have hair standards. CBC does.
I feel like Blueprint. I can't think of somebody with long hair on Blueprint.
Dude, we just got Zach here. Look at his hair. Clean.
Oh, yeah. He's clean.
You know what I like?
Biggest
That's
arms
what we
in
did.
Cornhole.
Biggest arms, yeah.
We got athletes, son. Look at Bear Paw. Straight specimen. Horseshoes and cornhole.
Gets a haircut prior to every event.
He's lined up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a nice high and tight going, maybe a high fade. I don't know what he asked for exactly. I would say a high fade, skin
Hair's
fade.
a big thing on CBC. If you're trying to impress
think
CBC
about
and join the team, you better have good hair.
Scotty
right?
Ball, he's got a little bit of flow.
Yeah.
Brock's got
got the poof, man. But it's clean on the sides. It is clean on the sides.
Dylan is bald. That's what I'm talking about. Hair standards. Look at this.
Yeah. Look, it was better than the alternative.
What's
so
a better hairstyle than just smooth?
Yeah, I don't know.
Smooth.
The only person that's questionable that I think we would sponsor with hair,
Who is it?
Ace Rogers and Hollywood Page. Only if we get them together.
The Tiger
Only
King
if
of
we get
Cornhole.
them together and they play
Yeah,
doubles
they're packaged
together.
Still.
I
And
love
Dylan
it.
just has a mustache. That's
Shan
right. the
Sheehan, what
mustache.
up, big dog? Good to see you.
This thing gets manicured and curled up, folks. Every major. Okay. Somebody told me, Jerry Steins, he saw me in the bathroom. He goes, "Hey, you got one a little low. You gotta spin that guy up." I was like, "Hey, I appreciate it." People know.
Dude,
People
Jerry
know.
cornered me in the bathroom to
Okay.
take a
Never
picture
start
with
a
me in the
conversation
bathroom.
like
He
that.
did it just to take. He's like, "Bill, let's take a picture," and I'm like, "I'm not gonna." It wouldn't be family friendly if I told you what I said in there, but it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
No biggie. Leah Turner, great.
No,
to
Lee.
freaking-
Yeah, Lee.
Oh, excuse me.
Good to
Lee.
meet you,
yeah,
brother.
Yeah, sorry. Good to meet you. We got people all over. Alex Sumner, let's go.
Which bag should I start to become an instant professional?
Impacts 100%. Let's
No,
go.
that's a terrible beginner bag. Definitely
is,
the
it
carbon or
Carbon.
the unreleased bag that I can't even say the name of may also be a good option.
Unreleased going to be one of the best. Okay, let's get into this. You got the people up here.
Yeah, so first we get into women's, folks, and Knoxville was a freaking blast. We were CBC Center Court, dude, and we freaking killed it, dude. I mean, it was awesome. The viewership on day one was crazy.
Oh, it was
it not?
awesome.
We had over
The whole time
500
it was
people.
great. Yeah.
I mean, but we were just struck in the morning because we're used to about between YouTube and Facebook somewhere between 250 and 350. You know, in the high stages, folks. And at this point, like, we're talking like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Friday. We had like 360 on Facebook and another like 180 on YouTube. And we're like, dude, nobody works.
Yeah,
like,
we were
killing stoked.
Or
We were
everybody was
stoked.
at work just watching us.
Yeah,
and
man.
it was awesome to see the
Yeah,
support.
the chat was going off. But
Everybody,
it was awesome.
we appreciate all you guys. Philip Barnett, he came in and made a guest appearance with Mr. Dylan Ledbetter. Hey, I'm a little jealous. Philip, next time you're at a major and I'm there, he's taking the break, not me. It's going to be you and me, big dog. Just want to let you know that.
You didn't get any time with Big Phil, dude.
I didn't get any time. No, he was the ninja, dude. He was
Right.
there for a game.
I'm the lucky
You guys
one.
went offline, and I couldn't find him the rest of the time there.
All right. Anyways, everybody's just talking about my mustache at this point, man. But Dustin, I agree. Just shave off the whole head, dude. Just let it go. Let her go. All right. Women's was crazy. We took the juniors bracket, so we only got to see the women's finals, which was a banger. McKenna Ballew versus Josie Claire.
Right.
McKenna held the queen's seat, and she won the first match. I mean, she went undefeated. The week before in Ballew, she double dipped Maggie Geiger.
Beloit.
And I still say Ballew, man. I don't think it'll ever change for me, folks. That's just how it's going to be.
It's Beloit.
And then she wins this one undefeated in women's. And I kind of would have liked to see Josie win game one, just because I like to see Josie get confident, and I like to see some nasty airmails along the way. So the longer Josie and McKenna are on court, the more exciting shots you're going to see, because Josie's got the airmail, McKenna's got the roll bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're just going to
true.
see this game happen of who's got their thing. And in this women's championship, it was McKenna.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. McKenna took it down. Josie Claire got a second place. Third place
Kim
was...
Dice. Fourth place, Ruth Kitchens, and tied for fifth, Ashley Irvin and Dana Bavello. Martina takes a very surprising 17th. Very surprising. Coming off a big win in Owensboro, the biggest major, the biggest women's division we've had. Very surprising for Martina, but she'll bounce back. No issues there.
She will. Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about it whatsoever, Phil.
Okay.
I'd still pick Martina. I may pick Martina in the future here.
Seniors. Folks, for some reason, the seniors bracket got deleted from Scoreholia. I'm not kidding. If you guys can find it, and tell me numbers 3, 4, and 5, that'd be awesome. But what happened was we saw Johnny Thomas play Daryl Macon, couple of buddies, the Alabama boys, Heart of Dixie Cornhole, right, on the main stage again. These guys have battled it out multiple times this year at majors. Johnny Thomas gets revenge from Tupelo and gets the double dip on Daryl Macon, who is in the king's seat.
He got his revenge. I'm going to take 13th, which is 0 points for Smothers. I think we did verify that a couple times, but we can't see the placements anymore. But I don't think wait, did he get a 9th?
No, he was out super early because he had to play Johnny Thomas.
He got a 9th. He got a 9th.
Lord Lanta. Bill, are you giving yourself sympathy points right now?
No, he got a 9th.
No, he did not.
All right, juniors.
Folks, fine. Okay.
You got a 9th. We're in juniors. It's 1 point.
I will message Mark
Parker
Smothers.
Burgett, what's up, big dog?
Okay.
Tyson Packett here.
I'll let
Let's
you have
go.
it. I
Chad
love Mark
Yates.
Smothers.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
I
it.
just love you just deflecting this whole thing. So
I'm gonna throw an even
1 point.
bigger surprise on you after we're done with this sheet.
No, I have Brock Beasley for juniors. Just change it now.
No, you don't. But I'm gonna show a bigger surprise for you after this sheet here.
Okay, juniors, folks. Devin Thompson, the Beaver versus the Beasley in the championship. Brock, of course, not registered. We talked about this last week. Who got him? Who didn't get him? Bill
No,
wouldn't let
you
me
and I
have
talked
him.
about it. We didn't talk about it on the show.
Well, Bill wouldn't let me have him. That's pretty much what happened.
What'd you
folks.
get with Lane Cruz? Let's go.
Lane Cruz took a 13th. Isaac Hurt 5th. So first place Brock, second place the Beaver, Mason Higgins 3rd, Noah Dennis. Dude, Noah Dennis had an awesome
He had a great
weekend,
freaking
man.
run.
Fourth place
Absolutely awesome.
does
Congrats,
not
Noah
show-
Dennis. Seriously, congrats,
Yeah,
man. You
fourth
threw
place
awesome.
does not show how well Noah Dennis threw.
Right.
To beat Isaac Hurt, Noah Dennis hit 2 clutch backside airmails to get 2 points. If he knocks in Isaac and goes off, he loses in one of these situations for sure. It was nuts.
I don't even know how you remember all this stuff.
Wiley Chambers, the man with the cowboy hat, took 5th. We didn't get to
I
see
wish
him on
we
stream.
got him on stream, man. He
We
was a
tried,
character.
dude. He lost early, and we can't go to lose bracket until a certain point, and then the timing just wasn't happening the way we wanted it to. We're gonna get Wiley someday, but that's that. And then Isaac Hurt. Okay, Mark didn't finish top 10. I was watching. JR put him out way early. Ricky Evans. Did we take him? Did we take his word?
No. You cannot trust the chat for the points.
Oh, Bill never
You can't
trusts
trust
the
the
chat,
chat.
folks. This is why the chat's always in my favor, Bill, because you don't trust them.
Ricky, show me the evidence right now.
No.
Show me. We can't find it.
This is such
And
trash.
if we can't find it, nobody can find
This
it.
is such trash. Okay. Co-ed, Knoxville. Bill, you had Ashley and Craig. How'd they do?
You tell me.
9th place.
9th. I'll take it. Oh, yeah, that was another 9th place that I got.
Yeah, I had Josephina and Todd. 17th.
That was unexpected.
Yeah. Martina and Tabers take 2nd. Braden and Josie, which nobody picked. I have no idea how nobody picked them. I was just kind of all in on Josephina and Todd, just going for it.
Look what I
Chad
did to
and
Ricky.
Kim take third. What'd you do?
I hit his comment.
Oh, I thought you blocked him.
No, I had to hide his comment, dude. He's trying to.
Don't hide his
Come on,
comment.
give me a point, man. Come on.
Bill, no participation trophies in CBC. This is what we preach.
Ricky, I will ban you if you say anything. I'm just joking, dude. I ain't gonna ban you. But I have to hide your comments, dude. Come on, give me a point. Let's
I
go.
will ban somebody though. I've been so itchy to ban somebody
I
since I
know.
found out I could ban people. I was banning so many spammers in the chat
Yeah.
this weekend. I was loving it.
Dropping the ban hammer.
But now
dude.
I want to ban real people. Like I want people mad at me. Did you ban me? And be like, yeah, you suck.
I just want to give
You know?
timeouts. That's all.
But then
I
but then I want to say sorry, and then I'd unban them. Oh, give Dylan Brock then. Good deal. We'll take it. Give me Brock.
No,
You have
that's not gonna
Smothers.
happen. That's not gonna happen.
I thought this whole game was trying to beat Phil.
If we go back to the last episode, I talked about me getting Brock. If he
you
showed
already
up.
had the Beaver, dude.
Yeah, but I was gonna get Brock if he showed up. You had first pick on that, and you picked Lane Cruz. I picked Evan Thompson after you, if you remember. But I said Brock Beasley if he shows up.
Yeah, that's only because you know I always do that.
You're the one with the inside information. I don't even have it, so I.
And
chose
I
to
gave
do
you
that.
the inside information, and then you chose to say if Brock shows up with my information that you get him.
So
Folks,
I got him.
Let's just let it
So
go.
I got
No, you took my information.
You just
I wanted Brock.
verified that I got
No,
him.
I already said I wanted him, and then you said no. That's not how it works. You're
So
right.
I get the 1 point for Mark Smothers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on.
If you give me Brock.
No,
for
you're not
juniors.
getting Brock.
Trash. All right, tie. The hat's
No,
staying
you're
on
gonna go
backwards.
from a 0 to a 10 when I get a 1. I'll give Lane a 9.
But then we're just lying.
Okay, what
We're
was Lane?
lying.
13th.
13th, and Smothers was 17th or 13th, whatever Ricky said.
Dude, this is such garbage.
No, it's not. All right, co-ed. I want to give credit to all the teams. Chad Jackson, Kim Dice, 3rd place. Zach Adams and Tiffany Britt come out of nowhere, and we haven't seen them play in forever.
Yeah, I haven't seen
and
Zach
take a
Adams in a
4th
while.
place in a
Solid.
stacked major.
Solid.
And we haven't seen Zach Adams play singles. We haven't seen him play anything. And they come out in co-ed and take a 4th, beating some huge teams. Congratulations to those two right there. No joke. 5th place tied, Justine Smith and Bryce Jefferson, which is nice to see play together, and Stuart Graham and Katie Broman. That's the top 5 for co-ed. Doubles.
I don't think you read 1, 2, and 3
For what?
for. Excuse me, doubles.
What are you
My
talking
bad.
about?
My bad.
Bill.
I just, since we're still on co-ed, I want to say one thing. If Ashley loved me more, she wouldn't have just got me 1 point. I would have had 10 points this
No,
weekend.
don't.
I just want to say that.
There is a rivalry forming, folks, between Ashley and Bill.
No, there wasn't a rivalry. He fanned flames that didn't need to be fanned.
Okay, I told Ashley that you get a little stressy when she comes in the chat and roasts you. That's what I told her.
She did. She was roasting me a little bit, folks.
See how stressy he
Not
is
happy
right
about
now?
that. Not
See?
happy about that.
This is what happens, folks. I told...
Craig, you and I are playing the blind draw at the pre-party. Ashley's
pissed, dude. She said
Ashley's
it's
gonna
your
be at the
fault.
hotel. She's
She
gonna be at the
said it's
hotel.
your fault. All right. So, Craig failed you in co-ed. He did me great in doubles. Takes 2nd place. Let's go. Brock and Rush. Let me get you. It was not good for Brock and Rush. They had a terrible draw. I'm searching. I know it's low. I just can't find them right now.
Don't tell me it's tier 2.
No, it's not tier 2. It's just, why can't I find them? I don't know. Give them 17th. I can't find them right now.
17th. Done. I know I didn't get any points on that. I don't believe
Yeah.
unless they're 9th. Just check 9th.
And Caleb and Isaac Hurt take 17th. So it was lower than that, Bill. It was lower than 17th.
Dude, you were a breakout on the doubles,
Dude,
man.
I
Tyler
read-
and Craig are back. Kryler is what we like to call
No,
him.
we
Oh.
liked him. What did I like him as, dude? I made up a better name. Yours was Kryler. I said it was Kramos. Kramos is nice.
Yeah, Kramos. That's
Oh,
a
Nate
good one.
Stevens in the chat, dude. Nate, great showing, brother. We'll talk
Yeah.
about you here in a second. We're about to get to singles, but we're lucky to have Nate on our court.
Yeah,
Not an
a few
ACL
times.
pro, but he is a former pro to the ACL. You would have been, and he came in with a lot. Well, let's just talk about it in a second.
Hold
we'll
on.
get to it.
Nate, did I shake your hand? Did I shake your hand? Did we make eye contact or did I talk to you? Any of those 3 things, you let me know. You are my passion pick. If we did any of those 3 things
No.
in Clarksville, I called it.
That's a good pick, dude.
I called it.
I'm kind of pissed, but that's a great pick.
I called it.
Did we do anything? Hey, congratulations in doubles though. Our newest sponsored CBC player, Zach Keir, and then alongside he backpacked Braden Easterling. Listen up, Braden. Braden, backpack. All right, Zach put it on. Carried him to the championship.
I would say if Braden was a little more aerodynamic and cut just a little bit off the back, he may have done as good as Zach Keir.
It is about the haircut, probably.
May have done as good as Zach
His
Keir.
mullet looks good, but
It
not
does.
CBC
It does.
approved.
I like the sides, how clean they are.
Clean sides
Yeah,
to
I
he's got
did.
a nice flow that kind of kicks out to the
Yeah.
sides. It's not bad. But Zach here was clean, dude. The roll bags, the lefty roll bags were nasty.
Yeah.
Well, the funniest thing about those matches, folks, is me and Bill know that they throw the pitch kings, folks. This bag is a 5-5. Okay, it is. I'm not kidding. I mean, am I wrong?
It is. It
And
is.
Zach and Braden know it too. I've talked to them about it, right? This is no secret, okay? We look at the material on the fast side. It is a 5. And it's actually, if the boards are sticky, it's actually slower than the herringbone that's on the slow side because it'll react to that
It is.
humidity.
Yep.
They could get down to a 3-4 in the worst possible conditions, you know? But, so it was funny in the middle of the matches, we'd hear him say, go stick side, give it a push. And Braden go, I don't have a stick side. Or I don't have a slick side, my bad.
Slick side,
He'd say, go slick side. You know, and I don't have a slick side.
Yep,
Dude,
that's what it was.
They're funny, but they embraced it, dude. They were fantastic on center court.
Dude,
Zach
I
here,
talked to him about his
huge
bags. I
eyebrows.
held him. I looked at him, and he's like, those are my babies.
Mhm.
And I'm like, man, I don't know.
Dude, he'll talk crap about him, like, right to my face, but then he'll tell me immediately he loves them.
Yeah.
Like Braden will. He really will. But congratulations to those guys. Second place, of course, Tyler and Craig. Third place, the Beaver and Tyson Pack. It was almost a complete New Boston, Ohio final. Tyson Pack and Devin
Yep.
Thompson would have beat Tyler and Craig, but they didn't. But good showing for the Beaver and Tyson, man. I'm both non-pros.
Yeah.
So if Beaver comes to Clarksville, he's probably my passion pick.
That's
Daryl
a good-
Macon, Johnny Thomas take fourth. Tied for fifth, Cody Brewer, Nate Stevens, and Jody Hyatt, Matt Arseneau.
Beaver's always a great passion pick.
Yeah,
All right, let's get
I'm
into singles.
passionate for some Beaver. No, that was too far.
Dude,
folks.
that
was
is a family show, Dylan.
No,
You
don't.
can make slight
Don't.
jokes at it, but you can't. I'm
Don't do
passionate for Beaver. That's like me saying I'm passionate for Nate Stevens right now, and that's not right.
No, it's not right. You're right. You're
Okay,
right. And
all right.
Beaver's a child. It makes it even worse.
you brought that up.
Well, I have to be honest with the folks.
Okay,
We're
that's
honest
true.
here. All right. Singles, absolute banger. We had bracket A. I went through the brackets, folks. This, for me, going through brackets is always tough, but there's usually at least one standout bracket.
Oh wait, I got first in bracket.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There's at least one standout bracket or two out of the four that you're like, okay, like these are the ones. And when I say standout, I mean stacked. Like there's a lot of big matchups, a lot of big names, like multiple major winners in the same brackets. This one, pretty tight, to be honest. The brackets were all matched up
They were very good.
fairly
Yeah.
well.
We could have taken anyone and been super happy with it.
Absolutely, and that's what I was getting to. We took bracket A. It's also easiest on the tournament director if I can revert to bracket A because Scoreholder is going to automatically input the courts. Like A is
They
1
don't care
through
about what you're
16.
talking about. So they don't care what
I'm
you're
giving these people serious information here.
I know, but they don't care.
Okay. Anyways, we took bracket A. We had who won bracket A, Bill? Nate Stevens. I was just talking about him. Nate Stevens won bracket A. Isaac won. I gotta find all the main brackets, folks. So A, I'll give top 3 for each bracket. So Nate Stevens, Lane Cruz, who had an awesome showing, and then my passion pick, which you can put in right now, Bill, takes third in bracket A. Tyson Pack, a huge showing in singles this weekend in Knoxville. Bill, why are you not putting in my points?
Chad, come on, man. Dude, don't even say
Yeah,
that.
he
Although
is.
Braden Easterling's in here, let's go.
Braden.
Chad, don't even be like
All right,
that.
bracket C is the next one in line. Craig Irvin wins bracket C. Super stoked to see Craig win a bracket, dude. Craig's one of the best in the world, and to see him win a bracket, he took third overall. He's a beast, dude.
At a Stacks Major, take it.
Yeah.
third over.
Second place, Carl Austin. Third place, Kenneth Veach. Which, if somebody could let me know who Kenneth frickin' Veach is,
We couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
I couldn't.
Neither of us.
No, I have no idea what he looks like. Is he tall? Is he short?
Don't know.
Is he old? Does he throw a roll bag? What is this guy?
Don't know.
Okay, I don't know anything about him. He takes third in bracket C. Bracket B, folks. I think this is Isaac's bracket. Nope, this is McKenna Ballew. McKenna Ballew wins bracket B, and it was McKenna versus Josie for the king or queen seat, whatever we would call it in that situation.
It was.
Josie loses. Jacob Whaley comes all the way back up, which great to see Jacob Whaley throwing good, man. I love me some Jacob Whaley. And beats Josie, and then has a close one with McKenna, and McKenna edges him out and takes the championship for bracket B. And I think she's the first female bracket champion this season.
I think so too.
Yeah, I can say that pretty confidently. Bracket D champion was Isaac Hurt. Second place, our guy Brock Beasley. Brock Beasley continuing to solidify himself in what I'm calling the CBC Power Rank Top 5. I have it in my head, folks. I will not reveal it because at some point I think it may be a segment on the show that we do power rankings for a couple divisions.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing power rankings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm also going to make an extra video of... It's ridiculous. If you guys saw that video from Owensboro, if you were here early enough in the show, I mean... There were so many clips of Brock Beasley, and I tried to delete as many as I could that weren't phenomenal. Like, phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it was still like, there were so many of them. It was crazy. So we're going to do a highlight reel just kind of highlighting that guy, man. The kid is a freaking shot reel.
Yeah.
Like, he's a highlight reel. He's so crazy. It's
Brock
insane.
does wild things with the cornhole bags.
Almost
man.
every
Wild
shot. Like,
things.
if the bat can get in the hole with some crazy shot, he's always taking the crazy shot.
I would call Brock one of the most athletic players in the ACO. Just his stance to his throw to the way his bag moves. Yeah. It is what I would picture an athlete. If you were going to say an athlete's playing cornhole, I would see Brock Beasley playing.
Even with the little poof?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a thing.
A poof?
Like
poof
the
is
bleached hair and the poof. Like, I remember in high school, like, our whole baseball team bleached our hair. You know, back when I had hair, folks. Well, I really do have hair. I just cut it off. I could have hair. Nate Stevens says he's from my area, Kenneth Beach. Makes sense. Iron sharpens iron, right? Couple of guys. I mean, Nate Stevens, I knew who Nate was. I did not know who Kenny was.
So now, okay. Yeah, we need to meet the guy. We have no idea who he is.
So, I mean, Braden, I don't even know what bracket Braden was in. We're going to check C because we might find Caleb too.
Braden, what'd you get?
Braden, tell us. All right, he's not in bracket C. I don't think he was in bracket. Was he in bracket A? I think he was in our bracket, actually.
Todd says, shit, I thought I was one of the top ACO athletes.
No, he's not in bracket
You eat too much barbecue, Todd. It is never going to happen. Brock Beasley is a monster at baseball, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
I heard he was a badass at baseball.
Oh, Braden takes 7th. Not bad.
Not bad. Let's go.
Bad. Great.
There you
We'll
go.
take it. We'll take it.
And then Caleb Hurt.
I got to find him.
Caleb Hurt not making it or not doing the bracket champion is
unheard of.
Unheard of. I think that's a good word for it.
He was in our bracket, Bill. Is what's crazy. We didn't see Caleb Hurt play on the main stage.
No, I think he lost one of his first games, I believe.
Yeah, he took 4th.
Yeah, okay.
So
and then worked his way all
that's
the way
pretty
back
good.
up. Absolutely solid.
That's why we didn't see him. And I don't know how we didn't see him for 4th, though. We did. Tyson Pack versus Caleb Hurt. We did have that match.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
He's on the... I have clips of him on the shot reel for that and in Owensboro.
The only thing I want to say here, folks, about Caleb Hurt is if you guys think this guy is still not the #1 power rank player in the world,
oh, he is.
You are absolutely wrong. His 2 last tournaments, he's taken 4th in his bracket. This is in no way, shape, or form a bad finish.
It's very true.
Or this is just Caleb not being perfect on that day. And we all know that that's what cornhole's about. Every time you walk into a building with 350, 400 players, there are probably 30 to 40 players in the building that could win their brackets or win the tournament, in my opinion. So it just who shows up that day. Caleb did great his first 5 or 6 majors and won all of them, you know? But with these bigger tournaments, there's less room for error. Right? And if you get off in one game, there are enough good players in the ACO that could cut down a great, who I think #1 player in the world, Caleb Hurt. That is my opinion on that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I just want to state
power
that.
rankings right now. I think until somebody wins as many majors as he did right off the rip and still throws consistently and places that high in other majors, I think he is. I would say he's #1. #1 in power rankings.
No, #1 power rank still. I mean, it's going to take a lot. to knock him off. If Isaac would have
It
won
is,
this
but it
weekend,
can happen.
you know, yeah,
It can happen.
100%. I'm looking for Lane McCullen takes 17th, Bill.
Okay.
Phil's passion pick. I mean, that's a great finish for a passion pick. A non-pro, 17th in your bracket.
Yep.
Fantastic. I know Tyson Pack took 3rd.
Getting sneaking some more points there. I think Aaron Hill went 0-2 in the main bracket, although he did make the main bracket, which I was super excited about, man.
Yeah.
He told me he wasn't going to let me down, and then he let me down just a little bit.
Well, I mean, I'd say he did good. At
Yeah,
least
yeah,
he
I
had
think
you
he did
sweating.
real good.
It's always
Yeah.
nice when your passion pick
Maybe he
has you
went
sweating.
1-2, something like that, but he gave me this signal from across the building.
The choke
And I was like, yeah, no worries, dude, no worries.
It happens. It happens. I'm looking for him, Bill. Just in case he won a couple, I want to give him creds. 33rd.
33rd.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay, folks, these are locked in. I'm going to hit that, and then I'm going to go back 1 week, and I'm going to say Gary Ferguson didn't show up,
Oh,
so
my gosh.
prior rules state that I take a 7th. Done. Locked.
I thought it was one lower than.
You thought wrong.
Okay.
All right, folks.
All right.
Moving on. Congratulations to everybody in Owensboro,
Knoxville.
Knoxville, and Owensboro for the SHOT Show. But Knoxville, that
But
whoops your
mainly,
freaking butt out there.
congratulations to the champion overall, because we didn't go over the top 4. McKenna Ballew.
We're about to. Well, that's the whole new
Second place,
segment.
Isaac Hurt.
Second
Third place, the former king, Craig Irvin. And 4th place overall, the non-pro, the dark horse. I would... A dark horse if you don't know him.
Yeah. If you don't know him,
and
dark
Nate
horse.
Stevens, man. I just wanted to give credit to the bracket winners and then what they placed overall, man. So congratulations to those folks. And now we're gonna get into Bill's.
Oh wait.
Bill.
Wait.
You jumped the gun, folks.
New one. Hold on. We're not doing Jack's Hacks just yet. Craig who? I have no idea. Here we go. Reflections. Well, that's what we're titling this little segment here. Reflections. And we just want to give credit where credit is due to McKenna Ballew. And I did not mean to rhyme that, but I'm on a freaking roll tonight, people. Let's go.
And what I hope, though, with the McKenna Ballew stuff is that this isn't highlighted just because she's a woman, right? Like I'd like to almost move somewhat past that, and it's a percentage-based thing, right? Like how many seniors win a major, right? How many seniors are in the ACL? Like, for Johnny Thomas to win majors is a big deal because he's one of the only seniors doing it. He's actually the only senior doing it. Johnny Thomas is the only one. Now you have McKenna Ballew, the only woman winning. Yeah, winning. And juniors probably have the best chance. You have Isaac Hurt has one. Might be it, though. Might be it.
That's
One
true.
from each of those
That's
divisions.
true. Yeah.
So when you're looking at these things where there's low percentage things.
Very low percentage, yeah.
Right, very low. I mean, on our viewership, folks, we have like 80-something% men, and then the whatever's left over, the 13 to 18%.
That's
is
what
women.
you would think is probably the cornhole
And that's
makeup,
probably
too,
what's
is
playing,
around
right.
there. Is around there.
So
And
you already come in with that percentage.
not only that, we also talked about it on stream where I made a bet with Dylan, although he didn't accept the bet, but it's
Probably a good
I
idea.
believe that McKenna Ballew has thrown if she went to the Guinness Book of World Records, she has thrown the absolute most roll bags in a competitive game, in cornhole or whatever, in an actual competitive game, not just messing around, not just playing around, and the most successful at that freaking shot.
I think
Which
somebody
is crazy to think about.
I think you're very right, and I think I saw somebody actually put something down on a comment of a thread, and they said that in the first game she threw close to 60 roll bags.
Right, 60 roll bags in one game.
And everybody's like, oh, well, her natural bag is a roll bag.
Well,
sure,
yeah, so
but
what?
you still have to execute that.
Yeah.
Right? You have to throw it. Like I said, my buddies that I play with at work sometimes, there's a guy who throws almost exactly like McKenna Ballew. You know what he does? He throws 3 off, and then he's lucky to get 1 on the board.
That's
okay,
me.
so
That's me.
I mean, right. But he throws that thing that's like, oh, well, she already roll bagged, so you know what I mean? Can you count them? Yes. You can count them because she was throwing different angles and different trajectories and different speeds of her bag to roll over different situations. I mean, it was incredible. Like I said, I talked about this on the stream. I played her 2 years ago, and she was good at this. Right?
It would
she
be
is
incredible
now great.
if a male did it too, or you know what I mean? Like, it would be incredible whoever did, and that's why we gotta highlight this. I made its very own. I don't know, highlight clip, highlight reel, whatever it is. It's not phenomenal, but it's I think it's pretty good. It's about a minute and 20 seconds. A lot of roll bags going on in there. And, a couple other stats just before we watch it. This is the first female bracket winner, I believe, of this year.
Right? It is.
Okay.
No, that's 100%.
And then overall major winner, I believe in history, it is the biggest major, I
Yes.
think, biggest major that a female had won also. So
Right. And
there's
no
a lot of
credit-
stuff working for this one.
No credit taken away from Maggie Geiger. The only other female to win a major outright is Maggie Geiger, one in 2021 and one in 2022. So no female winners in 2023. And now we have McKenna Ballew here at the start of 2024, season 19. So I would say season 18, there were no winners, female winners. Now season 19. And as we speak of it, the queen is in the chat. I do throw my bag differently to do different things, as you said.
Exactly.
I mean, and we can see it. You can see the
Yeah,
trajectory
you
come
can.
different. If you want
There
to
are
roll
cut
over
shots.
2
There
or
are- yeah,
3
yep.
or slip in the left side. I mean, this isn't just
We're
like,
about to see that right now.
she's not just throwing the bag. I just want people to know she's not just throwing the bag up and hitting the middle in hopes it
Nobody
does
does
the
it.
thing
Yeah, yeah.
that
Nobody
it's
does it.
doing.
Nobody does it.
It is precise. It is fantastic. It is well executed, and it's a major champion bag.
All right, here we go. Here we go. It's not, McKenna, I worked on this for a couple hours. I'm sorry, it's not up to your standard.
It was hyped up,
You
Bill,
ready
and
to
you
go?
just like-
We hyped it up. Let's kill it. Bink.
So good at the rollback.
If it-
They didn't hear you. They didn't hear you.
Okay. If you want to learn how to roll, you can either learn from Bill or Isaac or Brock, or you could take the McKenna Ballew approach and throw the bag completely differently, completely unorthodox to the sport, and make it work the best we've ever seen.
Phenomenal. I saw people practicing it last night at the X.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, Bryce Jefferson.
Of course. Bryce sees a new shot. He's got to have it.
He's got
gotta have
it. Yeah. It was disgusting. But there were cut shots in that. Right.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of cuts that dripped in the side. The one that stands out to me the most in that is when she hits the coin slot. I wish I just had a clip of that and could play that. But when she walks away, right before the clip ends, she shakes her head like she knew that was such a disgusting shot to
Dude.
make that without dragging any other bag. She just knew it, man. And that's what I love about those clips. I just wish we had a little bit more that I could put on to show her entire reaction for that.
She throws the corrupt, the basement bags corrupt. I believe she said it was a 4-9. She'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she said it's a 4-9. And what she does so well is she gets that 4 side to roll, and then the 9 side does all the dripping around the hole. I mean, it does a really good job. And then I think even when it climbs on top of bags, it does a good job of continuing to move. Unlike a carpet bag that might get stuck on top of another bag because of the friction that's on that carpet side, that 9 side is able to just continue to move fluidly over the bags. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah, awesome. I worked on that for a little while. I hope, it was everything that everybody hoped for. I could have found a better audio track, man. I spent hours. That's what takes the longest, is finding audio tracks for something like that. It's rough, folks. All right, we're going to get into Family Feud. Are you ready? Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good. Congrats, McKenna Ballew.
Congrats. Yeah, congrats. It's freaking awesome to sit there and be able to cast it. That game right there, I believe, or all 3 of those games, because you played 3 of them against Isaac that day. I will say right now that is top of the list for me personally. on games that I was able to cast. So congratulations.
It was awesome. All right, folks, let's go. Family Feud. So we asked you guys on Facebook because we needed some topic ideas, and who better to ask than the chat, right? I mean, we asked the chat while we're on stream their opinions on things. And we ask you guys in here what you think about stuff like that, and the chat went hard.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So
40,
we want to roll
47 comments in that. A lot of people arguing with each other, which I absolutely love. Not really love. Arguing. They weren't arguing. They were complimenting each other's comments in the chat. There's a couple things. One that I want to get to right away because I think that's the one that went the hardest, and it was about distractions, which we have talked about previously. But, you know, talking to my wife, talking to other people and things like that, and when I was a beginner player, distractions, and they still are sometimes, absolutely ridiculous for me. I mean, I was a head case, and I'm moving away from that. I really am, and I feel it as I'm playing and stuff like that. So my best advice for those distractions for people, you need more of them. You need more of those distractions because at some point you're going to be able to let that go and then no distraction will bother you because there's not a game where there's not a single distraction in any game unless you're on that center court in that championship game. Any regional you go to, what I did at the very beginning, you would see, I would sit there and hold the bag and I would try to focus on the hole and somebody would walk behind the hole, and when I was in my wind-up throwing, they would stop right in my view, right? And I would throw the bag. They had no idea that I was throwing, had no idea about anything, and then walk. That's how little it needed to be to get in my head and maybe shank a shot and stuff like that. So, that's, I guess, where I started. And now, I mean, just last night, I had somebody walking. You know how the axe is. It's a little crowded in the axe sometimes when we have people throwing axes and we're also throwing bags and stuff like that.
Which for the pre-party, the axe throwing is actually not happening unless you as a family would like to throw axes. If you bring your family, you can throw axes for $10.
Yeah, discount. A huge discount. $10 to have all the kids sit back there and cut each other with axes. It's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was sitting there throwing. This is one of the big games against Martina Bell, right? And it was very tough. But somebody just got done throwing axes. They walked out right in my windup, and right when they were getting to my court, they were like, "Oh wait, somebody's throwing here," and stopped while I was throwing. And I'm sitting there looking at this, but trying to focus on the hole. Totally shanked the bag. Luckily, Martina, stand-up person, and I said, "Absolutely not." But she said, "Throw that bag back." And I was like, do not do that whatsoever. I threw the bag. It is there. And she called from somebody else on the other side that picked the bag up off the board and threw it back to me. Absolute stand-up person. Although those things are very tough.
Right. And I think that, I mean, I love that you said the more distractions you're exposed to, the better. Because as of right now, and this is kind of where the comment went, is should it be a rule, I think, is this proper etiquette, one? And then 2, is this a rule? And then 3, people are believing that other players, friends, and family are doing it purposefully to distract their player's opponent, right? And if that's the side we're going to look into, I think you do need good etiquette, right? And I think that if your friend's playing, there is no good reason for you to sit behind the board and cause distractions. What Bill's talking about are inadvertent distractions. Things that are happening naturally.
You're very right.
Things that are happening naturally around the courts. And Booker even hit on it, talking about, people sitting behind the boards or walking back and forth and that stuff. I think that's somewhat unavoidable, right? And that's where I'm going to be with that. But with people that are behind the board making gestures, appropriate or inappropriate, but making gestures that are trying to throw off somebody who is throwing at that time, is completely uncalled for.
Right.
If you're somebody who's doing that purposefully, I would ask that you hold yourself back, right? I know you want your player to win, but if I was to make an argument, it's that player wants to win on their own. That player wants to win by throwing better bags than the person to their right or left, not because they have their buddy behind there waving their arms or yelling in a backswing or something like that. I'm not trying to make the sport golf per se, but at the same time, there's a respect level that needs to be measured and hit at these big tournaments people have spent money, they've traveled, they've practiced. It's important.
It's not backyard.
Right.
And in backyard, that stuff is fun. Everybody's having a great time in backyard. This is competitive. You know what I mean? So what I've heard from a few different players is, you know, what you were hitting on earlier, where there's maybe a whole family or two families or just a whole cheer group for one specific person, and you're throwing a bag, and all of a sudden you hear, you know, somebody said, oh, they're going to miss this one. They're
Right.
going to make, you know, this person's going to miss this one. Don't worry, you're good. And that's you throwing that bag because they're cheering for the other person, and you can hear that. You're within earshot of that, right? So I want to get the record straight. While I did start this out saying, hey, you're going to deal with distractions the entire time, and you have to figure out a way to get that out, and playing with more distractions is probably the better option than fighting for no distractions. My personal opinion on it is, in competitive, there should not be those distractions whatsoever. Although, to regulate something like that, you need an official on every court,
Right.
or you need to be so perturbed that you have to call your own official over to that specific court, which, when you talk about etiquette at cornhole, or when you feel the etiquette, I would personally never sit there if people were doing that and say, can I get an official over here? These people are distracting.
Right.
Because of how it would make me feel. I don't think that the player in the game should be, in a perfect world again, should be obligated to do something like that, because it just makes it weird.
Right.
Right?
No,
it makes the whole
Well, and
fight,
for
I think
some
I would throw
reason-
even worse.
For some reason, I mean, it's perceived as you're pulling like a victim card, although you would put time and effort into this thing, and it should never be negative to ask for an official. I think this is along the same lines
It
of a foot
shouldn't be,
foul.
but I
The
feel
same
like
lines of a foot
yeah.
foul or something of that sort. And the caveat, Booker's talking about players asking for tips from the side, and I actually do believe in the rules it states that that's actually allowed
It
to
is.
have a person coaching or not.
Right.
It's not utilized often, and I think that's why the comment here, people would agree you can't ask for tips from the outside.
Right.
But technically, if you're within the time limits of throwing the bag and or on a timeout, you can receive tips or advice from anybody that's within earshot, technically,
Okay.
which is bad advice or good advice. And I think that, you know, what would happen if we saw people asking for good advice off the court is you would also have the opposite side where you have people giving bad advice, right? And then you put a player in a position where they have to make a decision on who to listen to.
Right.
And then Ricky Evans saying, the crowd cheering against me focused that much harder, love that feeling. And I think that's a Jeremiah Ellis thing, right? Jeremiah Ellis was somebody who,
it is.
if the crowd was against him specifically, he fed off of that energy.
Right.
But that is something that you adapt at usually a young age as a sports athlete, as a competitor, and you don't just pick that up because you played cornhole in the backyard and got good one day. You know what I mean? Like, most of the people, especially people who just want to go out there and have a good time and then they get good at it, they're not used to, you know what I mean, all this competitive nature and all this sports etiquette and stuff like that. And I just hope that people are able to hone it in and understand that some players deserve the respect, or all players deserve the respect, if
Right.
they're being respectful of themselves. If Jeremiah Ellis out there clapping at the crowd, right, when they're rooting against him, then I'm all for it, right? But that's a very subjective situation.
It is a very subjective situation. And again, how we figure out problems doing stuff like this is taking it to an extreme, especially for Ricky Evans saying, when it's a crowd cheering against me, I focus that much harder.
Right.
So let's take that to the extreme. It's not a crowd just cheering against you. It's every time you throw, somebody has a bullhorn or somebody has a horn where they hit it, just tap it. And now you're thinking about it. And now you're thinking, when are they going to do it? Are they going to do it this time, or are they not going to do it this time?
Yeah.
If that messes you up, that is the farthest extreme, which we've never seen. But if heckling and yelling at somebody is allowed, why wouldn't that be allowed?
Right.
You know what I mean? And so if you think about that, what is the best alternative? If we bring it to one extreme where you're allowed to hit a horn, well, the other extreme is where everybody has to be quiet and watch you play. Which one is the better one?
Right, and unfortunately, like, it needs to meet in the middle somewhere, right?
Right.
Where everything's appropriate. And I think what we see most of the time, especially we're on center court, guys, so we see the crowd. What you see mostly is quietness during the round, unless
Right.
there's a big shot hit, right? If there's a big shot hit, you're gonna some claps, some let's goes, some good shots from the crowd, but then they almost immediately quiet before the opponent throws the next bag. Right. And I think that's fairly appropriate.
I probably do too. I mean, there's always a gray area in this stuff, but if you always take it to the extreme, shows you what it should err on. You know what I mean? What side of caution should this completely err on? And I think it would be more of the quiet and respectful portion, similar to golf. Right, and I think that would. I mean,
Zach has a good solution here too. I mean, AirPods, hat down. He's just walked in, right? So, and Zach, it's funny with the hat down because he has one of the lowest hats, biggest arms in the ACO, and but I mean that might be a good technique for somebody that has trouble with the outside distractions. Is make sure you get some headphones, and we've had conversations about headphones being allowed or not allowed. I've been against it. In the past, I really have, that you need to be able to deal with the outside distractions. But at the same time, if we're going to reach a point where the distractions are limitless, then maybe that is something you need to turn to if you're a player that needs the extra focus, that needs to lock themselves in and not have any distractions.
Right. No, I 100% agree with that. So I'm okay with headphones, AirPods, whatever it may be. I'm 100% okay with that. I think players, if you focus up, I mean, there's players that run around, where are my headphones at? I forgot my headphones. I mean, stuff like that, to where, I mean, that locks them in. If that locks them in, I want to see the best cornhole possible.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's I don't know. Maybe if there was a division. Not a division, but maybe if they had a fun tournament where heckling was allowed. Would be, but it's its own thing, and then people can separate the heckling from the respect side.
The problem with allowing the far side that you talked about with the bullhorns and the heckling is that you get people, it'll turn violent. Right, that will happen. There are people that take this very serious, and they will take what you're saying, whether you're being comedic or trying to help your buddy win.
Depending on how much swing oil they've had.
Right, they will take it personal, and we've seen. I mean, there was an issue last weekend, Bill, where somebody talk crap to somebody coming on center court, betting on the other team. That team won. Some kisses were blown. You know what I mean? And there was an altercation almost after that match because the person who started the crap talk didn't like the reaction from the people that were crap talked to, and then and that's gonna happen. And as long as it doesn't turn violent, folks, I'm okay with a little bit of crap talk. I'm okay with a good discourse, even if it has a little bit of spice. But
I'm okay with that too. I like it getting a little bit spicy. I like the guys chirping, as the kids say, back and forth and stuff like that. I think that's what the kids say these days anyway. Craig Irvin says, I don't know anything that is going on around me while I play. Total tunnel vision.
Zach Rush,
you're a
same way.
freaking king of cornhole, bro.
Yeah.
Like, was it always like that? And it may have always been like that. I have no idea. You're a freaking king. You're one of the absolute top. You better be able to have that tunnel vision. Yeah. But for a not a newer player, but even a seasoned player that can throw really good, if those things bother them, you're not getting their best game, number one. Number two, I saw you wink at me when you hit some good shots, dude. So you don't have all tunnel vision.
Well, he turns it on, turns it off. Right? Turns it on, turns it off.
Kind of like Fergie. He can do that too. Yeah, exactly. Ashley says he's been like that. I envy it so much. And that's, dude, that is absolutely awesome to be able to have in a game like this. And I don't want to like hamstring you because not all players have it like that, and I don't really believe it like that. But I think there should be some standard of etiquette. And the ACO has put in a standard of etiquette. What's not on there, and this brings us into the same topic but a little bit different aspect of the topic, is bag flipping while you're throwing,
flipping is technically
picking your bags up on the board while somebody else is throwing.
Yeah, technically both distractions and a rule breaking
specifically
incident.
Called out in there as this should not happen. Mm-hmm. Although I have gotten past both of those.
Well, I don't think you can.
There
see
was a time where those bothered
me. Most of the time you can't see it.
Well, if you're a left-handed thrower, left-handed thrower, and you're on the inside arm and they're a right-handed, you can see that, right? I mean, so there are cases where people can, but I did have a problem with that a long time ago, and I have moved past that now. That doesn't bother me. I don't care if you pick up your bag. I don't care anything. I do care about the peripherals with people walking up to the court and then stopping right before I do have an issue with that, and I need to get over that.
But that's accidental.
But
I mean, that's even accidental on the person walking up to the court. Yeah,
a lot of times it is. So, just another aspect of it, which is explicitly stated in the rules that, could be distracting. Although all of these things are on the player to call out, which I again think that, I don't know, it shouldn't be frowned upon for you to call something out, but also I'm just not that guy. I'm not that guy to say, this person's doing this, I need an official over here to watch this person the entire time. I'm just not that guy.
But don't you think as the sport evolves, we may see something like this be taken more seriously, right? When there's more players that are playing over a 10 PPR, where so many games are going 30, 40 rounds, right? Where these small distractions, where one round at a time could end a game, and that's happening even more consistently than it is right now, we may see an uptick in people being very serious about the rules. Just because the playing field is getting to such a high level that the top is there's not much more of a threshold left, right? Like, you're right there with how good you can throw.
There's a threshold.
Right, but I mean, it's getting up there where you're seeing people throw 11 5s. You're seeing people throw 36 bags in a row in a game, 56 bags in a row in a game. I mean, it's incredible, So these little things could change the game, and the game could change because of them.
Just calling an official could get in that other person's head. Just calling an official. But that's why I think I would never do it, because I want their best game too. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to throw as good as they can in the game that they play me. That way, when I win, I know I played somebody with their best game. I mean, that's just me personally. So we'll put that one to bed. Again, I am all for people playing in distractive areas to get over that. Yeah. But I do believe that there should be some rules in some sort of etiquette when you're playing a game like that. That a whole fan club and this and that should not be able to, in earshot, say, "Oh, she's gonna miss it. Don't worry, she," or anything.
And maybe
like that
it's
whatsoever.
like you can only have one or two fans at your court at a given time. Like when I run races, you're only allowed to have one or two crew members in your tent or something like that, right? Like, that's all you're allowed to have. You can't have 6 people tending to your needs and stuff like that. And maybe we look at something similar to that, to where you can only have 1 or 2 supporters around your court at any given time per player, or something along those lines. I don't know. I'm spitballing, but maybe.
If we were casting a game where somebody called an official to watch the opponent, the only comment I would ever make about it was that if that opponent started throwing terrible, this official's getting in that person's head. That's right. Because I respect being able to call somebody over to watch your specific game. I don't think that is a negative whatsoever, although personally I don't know why. There's something inside me that says don't do it, just play.
Well, Craig's saying fill the stands up. I get it with the stands, Craig. I'm talking about you're on court 46. There's 2 courts to either side of you, and
in
one
pool
person,
play, or you're in your first main bracket, it doesn't even
fifth
matter.
Place, right? Singles 5th place, people are really battling, right? At this point, you're down to people that whoever shows up is going to win, right? Both these players are most likely very evenly matched. They're throwing good for the day, but one of the players has 6 people on that side and 4 people on this side. So either way you go, you're getting a ton of heckling, you're getting arm movement, you're getting words in your backswing, and that's where maybe if you limit it to 1 or 2 players for each player at that court, right? Said court, then you may be able to manage some of this distraction. I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm not saying it's going to be implied or applied, but
I like it. I think his 2 comments are kind of combined there. Yeah, not right behind the board.
Right.
I love that. I love that too. It's more of a golf thing, right? As soon as that bag leaves your hand, or as soon as you hit that ball, people can cheer and go freaking nuts for you and say, "Get in the hole!"
They go hard.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. I don't want a silent freaking championship game or a silent game whatsoever.
Right.
But during that windup, when it is your turn to throw, the opposing side shouldn't be able to heckle you or cheer for the other person and get louder and this and that within earshot while you are doing that throw. But as soon as it leaves your hand, if they say, "Oh no, go off the back," or "Sideboard," or "Come on, get you," that's fine.
Yeah.
It's just that throw motion that I think that
and behind the board within complete tunnel vision, like if they're in your I would say you're 11 to 1.
Yeah.
Right eye frame. Right, folks. We're using the clock there. Okay, left hand 11, right hand 2.
Yeah, and that's what I think. Intentional distractions are probably what most of those are.
And I think it's uncalled for. Most intentional distractions always uncalled for. Be respectful to the players, like everybody in the chat is saying. If you see it happening and you're not playing, I would go up to those people and do your best to let them know, hey, can you please be respectful, even if you don't know the players that are playing. Hey, we're trying to make the sport a good, you know what I mean, a fun, loving area and activity. Just what you're doing is a little uncalled for, and this could cause some violence to come your way.
On the big
be
games,
prepared for it.
On the big games, there should be a CO that talks to those people in the crowd, unbeknownst to the players that are actually playing the game.
Yep.
Let's move on to a topic. I like this one a lot. Ashley Valencia replied to Ricky Evans. Yeah. Okay. Let's see Ricky's here. Still not a fan of bring your own partner quads, right? So it doesn't really like quads, BYOP. But the 10% that are fans of it outrank the 90% that want the blind draws in the past. I want to talk about this before you do, just for a quick second here. It is no longer BYOP quads.
Well, no, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about you bring all 4 of your
I'm not
partners.
done with my point.
Okay.
I'm not done with my point.
All right.
I know you bring all 4 of your partners, and he's against it. What I'm saying is that the BYOP quads, what you deem it back in the past, today is Bagmasters quads. Right? It's Bagmasters. So that's you're allowed to bring in 4. I know that's what he's talking about, but you're allowed to bring in 4 people. And this... Look, in some majors, BYOP quads, Bagmasters is what I would like to title that.
Yeah, let's say
is
Bagmasters.
Okay. We'll say Bagmasters is okay. In other majors where, I don't know, okay, so think about this from my perspective. Everybody in there, from my perspective, it is, I have 2 players here that are absolutely phenomenal, throw these specific bags, and no other players that throw those specific bags, right? Like maybe a faster bag. We'll just say a faster bag. And so I have to go out on the courts and find somebody, or 2 other players anyway, that throws bags similar to these players so they all can do a good job. You know what I mean? So they have a chance of winning Bagmasters. We want to win Bagmasters. I like the idea. I just don't like it at every single major. Because now I'm in a spot where if I find players that like bags like my players, but they're sponsored by other bag companies, maybe those bag companies don't enjoy them throwing our bags for a Bagmasters, which may or may not give us benefits at the end of the season.
Right.
That's my issue. That's why I don't want to call it BYOP quads. This is more of bag versus bag quads, to where I'm pinned up against, like, look, man, if this dude's awesome and I would love to see him play doubles with this other dude that throws for me, but he's going to throw their bags in Bagmasters, then I'm kind of hurt. You know what I mean? Like, I want him to throw my bags, just like that other, bag maker would like them to throw their bags. So from our perspective, too, I like it. Just not at all majors. That's my opinion for it.
And I mean, Ricky's saying he said Bagmasters in here. I'm trying to see it, Ricky. I don't see where you said Bagmasters. You have BYOP quads here. No big deal. Maybe it's not.
Oh, my bad if he did.
But no, I mean that's what we have for what we're reading. But what I agree with, they started talking about the numbers in these comments. We're not going to read every comment, but they started talking about the numbers. And what I do agree with is more people were signing up for the blind draw quads, which is you and your partner sign up for quads, and then you get a random. Gotcha. You get makes sense. You get a random another doubles team, and you guys play quads together, right? And we were seeing the numbers quite a bit higher than what we're seeing right now. But I think the main reason for that, I don't think there's anything with the 10% of people or the special names that you're mentioning, Ricky. I don't think they really have a say. Yeah. I think that the ACO is trying to do something for the Bagmasters to help promote their bags, to help entice not a rivalry, but incentives for the bag companies, and that's why we like it a lot. Yeah. But what happened and what makes it hard and why the numbers are low is because how hard is it to put together a team of 4 people, like Bill just talked about? And that's why the numbers are
low.
With
a chance to win. With it, you only get points for the win, I believe. I believe it's
but
only
they get
first
paid
place
for less than that. Because I know Daryl Macon, then they took 3rd, and Daryl Macon flashed me like $120.
No. The players get paid, which is
Right.
great. It should always be a payout for the players specifically.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, if it's called Bag Masters, right?
Yeah.
Then the Bag Masters should also, like, okay, for a regional, you get points for first, second, third, fourth, all the way down. You know what I mean? So if I take second place and get 0 points in a Bag Masters tournament, that's tough. Although they still do cap at a certain amount of majors on points. So
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, because there's some majors where we don't send pros, so we're obviously biased for our company in here, where we don't have a bunch of pros at some major, and we don't even have a Bag Masters team.
Right.
Well, somebody else that goes to every single major
Well,
can put together whatever they want.
Bill, how many players do you think don't play the Bag Masters because they're afraid of offending their bag sponsor or
It
their
could
bag
be.
affiliate?
It could
And this
be.
is my only. It depends on what argument you want to have. Do you want to argue for the bag partners and the bag makers for having something that's just for them? Because this is an event now that has become just for us as bag makers and stuff like that, and we love it for that reason. But we also love seeing high numbers, and blind draw quads was high numbers. You know what I
Right.
mean? And if our players are confident enough, we have Brock and Zach throwing elixirs, and they get matched up with somebody lesser than them or something like that, most likely they'll still throw our bags, But it's a tough one. I like the numbers high because the payouts are better. There's more participation, which is better for the sport, right? Because you're saying it's Friday night, and Craig said half the field isn't eligible or part of the field because of co-ed. I mean, I think that's a congratulations to you playing co-ed. You got to keep the tournaments rolling, or else you're there till 3 a.m. on Friday. Then some people got to be up for singles pool play at 6 or 7. So I'm okay with that. The last 4 or 5 teams of co-ed can't play Bag Masters. It sucks, but there's only 10 of y'all. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real honest there.
Okay, so I have a new opinion on it.
Okay.
New opinion, folks. Go back to the old quads blind draw,
Okay.
where everybody gets matched up, or the teams, right? You're allowed to enter with one person, and then you get matched up with a different team.
Yep.
That's what they had. Go back to that, but in the biggest majors all over from last year's numbers, also have a Bag Masters at a different time. That way people from getting done with co-ed and stuff like that can actually play Bag Masters. But I believe it should be a draft. I believe you're allowed to have an 8-person team.
Here we go.
And you lock in that 8-person team at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe more than 8, whoever your sponsor players are. Maybe it's 12 or something, just for players that can't go, and you may have to shift it around. But only have a Bag Masters tournament where only sponsored people can play that specific tournament, and that list was submitted maybe prior to the season, or you could do drafts or changes and stuff like that.
So where I think this fits in great, Bill, is where we talked about at one point, and maybe I didn't even talk about this on the stream, but I talked to people about this in Owensboro, is that we make there 4 or 6 super majors, right? The 3-day super majors, you have to attend 2 that go into your 4 points, or let's say 1. You have to attend 1 super major out of your 4 majors that count for points. One of them has to be a super major, right? Make the list of they got to be 250 plus. And if there are 3-day tournaments, plenty of time to add in what you're talking about, this now
like
team Bag Masters event.
And then that bag maker will most likely entice their team, right? It entices us to get that player to that freaking tournament. When you have those big players or tons of people, you want your freaking A team that all throw the same bag, maybe 2 teams, I don't know what it is, but something like that. If there's obviously a bigger prize at the end of the season for that person that was the bag man, things like that, you know what I mean? If there's some sort of incentive, then we 100%. It would be like, hey, we need to get these 4 people at this one because they're going to play in this team, the Gusto team. Maybe they have 12 people on it, whatever, and they sub people for a certain tournament that people just can't make it.
Right.
But I if there was maybe, I don't know, 6 total. 6 total where you could send those teams throughout the year.
I like that.
It would entice us to be like, dude, we're getting you there regardless of whatever.
And I think to evolve the sport and the issues we have with payouts and with points in majors and stuff like that, I think super majors is a great option. I think what they did this year is brilliant. A $30,000 purse. I don't know how many times you can do that, but usually it's a $5,000 purse, right? If we even bump that thing to 15, we bump that thing to 10, we bump that thing to 20. I don't care what the number is, right? But the The 3-day was great. There was time to do things you wanted to do.
Yeah,
we
the
could add
3-day
in
was
this
the
team
3-day
event.
was nice. Yeah,
and like you're saying, if you have a 12-person draft for your bag team or whatever we're gonna call it, let's say only 6 or 8 have to play at those super majors, right? Yeah. And then you have to choose your lineup, right? So let's say it's 8, you have 12 on the team, 4 people can't play. Maybe there's 4 amateurs on your team or 4 lower level players. Like, you got to pick now. But if not all 12 can make, you're good. Yeah. And then you play some doubles, like we talked about the Slider Cup that's happening at Worlds. Will you do something very small version of that?
How crazy would we be on our own segment with a Bag Masters where we're like, oh, I heard, this player's not going to make it, so they subbed in this player. Who do you think's going to win now in quads? Or this team subbed to this. Like, dude, it would just not only good content for us and stuff to talk about, but it's stuff that Dylan and I would call each other about off the stream and just freaking be like, oh my gosh, did you hear this person's not going to be able to make it? Who's the next sub you think they can do out of their 12-person team that throws those specific... Dude, we'd go freaking nuts over this. They'd be great.
We'd love to see team events, and I know we're introducing a team event to the Worlds with the Slider Cup, although it's state-based. I think if you're already doing Bag Masters and trying to do something for the bag makers, at this point the bag partners, I think that the good alternative is we bring back what we had before. Bring your own partner quads, right? Blind quads, or whatever we want to call it. What we had in the past, folks. You have you and your partner, you sign up, you get another group, right? And that's it. You don't know who it is. And now you have the team event that's only at Super Majors, whether it's 4, whether it's 6, and then the Super Major singles points, you have to have at least one of those that count. I like 2, but I'll go with 1 because I know traveling's hard. One of those out of your top 4 finishes has to be a Super Major. Right now you are adding participation to these Super Majors, along with all Super Majors are Pro Series events, I would think. Because it's a 3-day event, why wouldn't it be? Yeah. And that just makes so much sense to me. And now you have the team event added. These Super Majors could be crazy, crazy fun.
So Jack makes a great comment here. I'm very different. I'm not using up my work vacation time for 3-day majors. Can't do it. Jack, if you like the idea of a Bag Masters thing, it does not have to be on that Thursday, though. That's it.
Right.
This, at some point, could turn to like the culmination event for something, where you have a team that you draft. This could be, one of the best events at a place like that. It doesn't have to be on the Thursday at 8 a.m. Because that, I agree. Then it doesn't promote it as much as kind of we're talking about.
Well, I think Thursday's kind of like what we saw in Owensboro. It's women's, juniors, seniors. I'd like to add co-ed on that day, but let's think about Super Major Owensboro. There were 2 big blind draws. You replace a big blind draw with co-ed on the first day, right? And then you don't need 2 big blind draws, folks. Let's be honest. I know we like to play blind draws. It's a good time. It's great to have another tournament. But if we add the teams event, and I think you could probably have multiple teams.
You would have to have is 8 boards or 8 sets of boards for this idea.
I think this gets the people involved, right? Yeah. Do you not think that you could I know that everybody would like to play in this, but this wouldn't be an everybody play situation. This would be a drafted team as a bag
spectators
maker.
Event. It would be a spectators event, not I can join this, or next year I can get on this if I'm on Team CBC, or as Jack. I don't even know who Jack throws for anymore, dude.
Craig says Friday, Saturday,
Jack.
Sunday.
I know you do.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday is rough, but if you run, I don't know. There's probably a way to do it, Craig. I know Todd talked earlier in the chat about having a committee. He's like, that's why I'd like to see the ACO have a committee for things like this. Yeah. Todd, I'm just saying, if they come to you with a committee, don't put us on the list. We like being able to just do what we do and be out here and kind of, we're like free roamers a little bit.
We are uncensored. Uncensored. we are our own opinions, and that's what it is. That's why I don't want to get involved in good ideas and write exit surveys and stuff like that. We're our own people. We're uncensored. We like to keep it like that. So you guys have a show that we can talk about.
Let's find at least one more.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move to a different topic here. I'm not gonna go with Matt Hardbargers, and I had to say it like that because he gave me crap in chat for calling him Hardbarger.
Yeah, Booker talking about ACO or ACL sanctioned boards only at those tournaments. I think that should be a requirement. I agree, right? The ACO uses, I don't. You don't like it?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I don't.
I like it. Why not? Why not have consistency?
So Robert Booker's question, and I
have to
love
throw a
the
certain
idea.
set of
I love the
bags.
idea of it. I love the idea, 100%. So let's read this whole comment. I'll tell you why I don't like it. He can tell you why he likes it. But it says, how about COs that are hosting regionals should be required to use ACO/ACL if they play for the ACL sanctioned boards only, no other manufacturer, no matter how good of quality. Keep the boards identical to what players will be played on at majors and worlds. I don't like that because it's a barrier to entry for a company that is just starting.
That is true.
Unless the ACO has a certification process, you
like
absolutely have to have this specific equipment to be able to make those boards. And I don't think all board makers have the exact same equipment. But you're pretty much taking a freaking meal out of their mouth when you do something like that,
right? Because of the backyard market and things like that. I like it.
All sorts of stuff.
I also think there's something.
What if we were bag makers and it was something similar to, as let's just say, a barrier to entry as that?
Well, it would have to come down to what does sanctioned mean, right? Like what does that mean? Does that mean the dimensions are the same? Does that mean that the beveling of the hole is the same? Does that mean what does it mean? Do you think? I think this is a question for Booker, right? So because now I'm rethinking it, right? Okay. Because what is the difference? Could you tell me, Bill, right now, what the difference between an ACL board and an ACO board is? Because I know I couldn't.
If
they were blank.
Can you tell a difference? And we're just going with companies here, and I'm only naming a couple. We'll name a couple companies just to see if there's a difference. Can you tell a difference from Cornhole Solutions and RNS?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know which one the ACO goes for. I have no idea about any of that. Whatever it is, completely besides the point. If the ACO went with one of those companies, the other one wouldn't be allowed to have sanctioned tournaments ran on them, and we're talking about regionals.
But the difference in those two boards is the speed they play at. Is there any way you can actually sanction the speed of a board? If you were to look at them, for the most part, based off of the quality that they are made at, I would say both top notch. I would say no difference, no issues with either set of boards. Right. And I still, even speed wise, I don't have an issue.
But that's what I'm talking about. Is that
that's what I'm saying. What makes them sanctioned, though? So I think that's the argument, right? Is what does it have to be? Double legs. Like, look at your pro lights downstairs. So if you're throwing pro lights, if pro lights are on center court, Cornhole Solutions pro lights are on center court, and the rest of the boards aren't, does that mean the rest of them are unsanctioned?
Let me throw something else at you. If my pro lights are on any other court other than the center court, which center court, everybody knows, has carpet on it, right? So if you put boards on carpet, they don't bounce as much, they don't shift as much, and all sorts of stuff like that. My pro light boards that I have, if you put that on any other court, it's going to be like you're playing on that championship court.
Right. I agree, but that means everybody has to buy Pro Solution lights now? Like you're saying, then it tunnels.
No, you're saying that. I'm saying this should not be a rule.
Right, I'm saying what does it mean for them to be sanctioned by the ACO or the ACL? What are the parameters that this board company has to fall in between to make that the
There
thing?
should be some sort of rules, right? I can't have a 3x15
We got Booker with
board.
the essay. But Ashley says ACL tournament boards, if they say it on it, shouldn't be played.
I love
ACO
how you
tournament.
cut me off to do this. Okay, go ahead.
I want to look at this. I want to look at what Booker says because it's his comment, right? So I want to read his opinion. Perfect example. You go to a regional that has random boards. 2 sets bounce. They bounce because of how they are built. Cheaper wood, no braces, etc. 2 boards are ACO/ACL, and so on. People spend a lot of money paying for entry fees and traveling to these tournaments that don't have boards that are the same, and everyone at the same tournament usually is in agreement.
So let me address that real quick. I am not against having board standards, right? Like, not having a board standard means I could have a 2 foot by 4.5 foot board, right? There has to be some sort of standards, but I guess all of the standards that could possibly be applied to having when you originally posed that question or that topic, it sounds like only people would be able to buy from one specific company. Right. And I'm against it. I'm wholeheartedly against that. I don't think that should ever be a thing. But if you're saying that there are standards, like has to be Baltic birch, Has to have 2 braces going horizontal.
That's my dad. He's asking what bourbon we're drinking.
Has to have the hole beveled. Has to, like, things like that. 100%. If any bag maker makes a board like that, if you go to a tournament or a regional and the hole is not routed or beveled, right? That's completely wrong, and I'm 100% on par with you. Like, or the boards are made out of just normal birch wood and not Baltic birch. 100%. Booker, you and I totally agree. But as I read the comment, what I thought about was like all of these other companies that make super top quality boards wouldn't be able to have a seat at the table because they weren't that company that organization purchased from.
Right. And Todd's talking about purchasing from the ACO. I don't even think that should be required, right? And I think that you're on the same page here.
Right.
It's just we need parameters, right? The holes need to be beveled at 3/4 inches, right? They need to be 3/4 Baltic birch, right? There needs to be X amount of braces from the top to the bottom of the board, 2 foot by 4 foot.
Yeah,
I mean, all these basic things.
They
that
shouldn't
we're
be me
used to.
making one in my garage or 10 sets in my
Right.
garage and saying, okay, this is my regional.
So
here.
if that's,
I agree
if that's
with
the
that,
question,
100%.
Booker, if that's the argument, then we completely agree.
Yeah, completely.
You know, that
Yeah.
there needs to be a standard of which boards are allowed to be played on at regional or major events. Which majors, I don't think there's an issue at all. Regionals, there most likely is, right? You go to the backwoods somewhere and somebody only has, you know, what their grandpa made 3 years ago, but they've been playing on ever since. They're their favorite set of boards, and they bounce, and that person knows how to play the bounce. I mean, I've seen Zach Rush play remember Game of Thrones? It wasn't Game of Thrones. It was that Western Kentucky tournament. Me and Tori took second to Zach and Fergie, but this board was bouncing. If you hit the middle, perfect, right?
Oh yeah, I played.
It was bouncing like 8 inches.
Not Game of Thrones, but it was the year before.
Zach was throwing these bags and hitting that spot and literally hopping
jumping
bags.
over it in the hole.
Literally
I did it too,
hopping
numerous
them.
times.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
A lot of fun.
So that kind of stuff cannot be allowed at a regional tournament. Completely agree, Booker.
So where do you draw the line? And this is it, folks. I think we're going to talk about this real quick and then we're done. Where do you draw the line at that? Because if one board is faster than the other, the finishing process could have been different.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Where do you draw the line? And that's where you get into these hairy situations. But if they came up with a general set of rules which allows a board to be faster than a different one, I think that's okay.
Yeah. Bill, do you read this comment?
Don't forget oh my gosh. Okay, we're going quick.
Hey, we're going to do Jack's hacks, and then we're getting on.
I messed that graphic up, and everybody can hear me right now. I messed the graphic up, Jack. I am so sorry about that. Everybody should have seen your beautiful face holding those freaking impacts, but I let this thing...
Folks, if you're coming to Clarksville, we had to get Jack's hacks in here. I know people have been in our DMs asking about hotels to stay in. This is Jack's hacks. He hasn't been to Clarksville. He did serious research. All right, he was texting me about it. He takes this seriously, folks. I hope you guys also take Jack's hacks seriously because he really cares about this stuff, folks. I'm not kidding.
No. This is
we had a dinner with him a few weeks ago.
Too.
It is very good information.
Legit.
He goes through the reviews. Yep. He hasn't stated this one personally, but I can almost guarantee that he is. I mean, he'll tell you right now, but I almost guarantee Jack is staying at this location, okay? And this is serious stuff, folks. So if you don't know where to stay, we're trying to give this stuff out 2 weeks in advance, which we are about 2.5 weeks from Clarksville right now. So we want to give you guys the inside information. Next week, we will do Dalton and so on and so forth.
I do want to talk about microtel. I've stayed in microtels before. They're not chains, though. They're family-owned or owned locally or something like that. So everyone could be a little bit different. I have stayed in this place before. It's good.
You stayed there?
And that's before the reviews. When I moved here a long time ago, yeah. I've stayed there.
That's awesome.
I think Derek has stayed there, too. It is legit. It's a good place. There's a few things that I would have to argue about. But for $136 for 2 nights, what Jack is talking about, I'm telling you,
in this area, it's unbeatable.
Yeah. This is, if I was coming, I would book my place today, and that's where I'd be freaking
Folks,
staying.
we're in a military town, so there are people coming in and out of this town constantly, so you're not going to find a ton of great deals. If you find something for cheaper than this, it is going to be a rough stay. I'm just going to tell
most
you
bang
that.
for your buck. Don't say cheaper. It's not the cheapest place possible. It's actually a decent place.
This is what I'm saying is if you find something cheaper than this, it's most likely not that safe.
Right.
Because there are some hotels in the area, folks, that are not in the best spots of town and are going to be a cheaper price than this. Bang for your buck, this is the best stay.
Right. If you want complete luxury and things like that, I don't know.
Bill's house.
There's a Hilton. There's a Marriott. There's all sorts of stuff. You want complete luxury? We're not going for this. This is not complete luxury. But if we went to any other major and this is the place that we stayed at, as we went, I'd be happy as hell.
Yeah.
It'd be fine. It'd be great. So good review here, Stephanie H. This is not.
That's your wife.
No, it's not. It's not. Her
It was made yesterday.
maiden
folks.
last name does start with an H.
It was made yesterday, folks.
Yeah.
No.
It was. I tried to grab the most recent ones,
Oh,
and there
man.
were so many 5 stars on the most recent ones that it was tough to find it. So this one's January 13th, the most recent one. Very clean, peaceful hotel, super kind and caring staff. They are all prompt with their service. The breakfast is awesome. The cleaning crew is awesome. We slept on great beds. The bedding is so clean to the sight and feel. The smell is good too. Looks like they have recently renovated the floors. They are beautiful. I love the lighting. Okay, loves everything about it. I'm not going to keep going on with that. Absolutely crazy. 5 stars.
Big fan.
Next one, look at the dates. This is a few months ago.
Okay.
This one's January. Maybe they did recently update. You can update in that specific amount of time.
We're going from 5-star to 1-star. Let's see.
Yep, 5-star to 1-star. Unhappy visit, this person said. There's a huge, if this is the unhappy, it's ridiculous. Huge language barrier between American hotel guests and the owner and son. This created a huge roadblock during our stay. Like what? What do you have to say other than check me in and hand him a credit card? Like what other language barrier could there possibly be?
I don't know.
You know what? Like, it's weird to me. It's very weird.
Clarksville's very diverse, folks. You'll see when you get here. I mean, being a military town, there are people from all walks of life in this area. So, I mean, if you're not used to maybe, I guess, a language barrier, if you're not used to that, I guess it could be tough. But I think people in the Cornhole community deal with this on a regular basis. We all travel. We all see different people. If you go to somewhere in Mississippi sometimes, folks, I'll count that as a language barrier.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you
even
right
if you
now.
speak perfect English. Language
I
barrier.
wouldn't say perfect, but I mean...
It's like talking to Willie Johns after he had too many. No, I'm just joking. Willie, if you watch this, I'm just joking with you.
Oh, no, Willie.
Breakfast is bare minimum. If choosing to stay here, plan on eating out. No elevator between floors. I didn't know that. If there is no elevator, you got to carry your bags up. Get the first floor. You're good.
Or
no
get some
ice
steps in, folks. Come on.
No ice machine, so plan on that. Okay, if you have a cooler, which we normally do travel with to have some food and stuff, have some damn ice in your cooler. Curtains for windows were unable to be closed completely. Yeah, that sucks.
Probably operator
that
error.
does suck. It might
let's be honest.
If it's not, dude, this
What
is the
hotel doesn't have
legitimate
curtains?
complaint though. If it doesn't
Okay.
close all the way, therefore, don't plan on sleeping in too late. I don't sleep in late. Doesn't matter to me anyway. The sun will wake you. Hotel key had to be reprogrammed 5 to 6 times during our 2-night stay. That sucks.
Well, that means they're putting it too close to a
Their
magnet.
cell phone or
their
it
phone.
could be. Super frustrating running back and forth to have this addressed. Doors to outside exit are not always locked, so a non-guest could enter. Like, you can't base your review off what could happen. You have to base it off of what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Is this person's name Karen?
We've stayed here twice and don't plan on it again. I mean, they came back. This
Okay.
person is Hawksmith Karen.
I want you to read Booker's comment because I'm a little fired up.
We're signing off. We're signing off. I don't care.
Booker, you're fake news.
Booker.
Dee's Diner is an angel.
Just because I didn't see you at D's the day you went, hey, look, we're all going again next time. When we go to Worlds, Booker, Lindsay, Booker, Dylan,
You guys need our
and
waitress
Bill.
is the
We're
problem.
gonna come up with a name of
We
it.
have a waitress.
We're gonna make a
Not a
hype
name.
reel before we go there. And if anybody else shows up, they're not allowed at our 4 table.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have our waitress. She knows us.
Yeah, she knows us.
She knows us from Worlds, and we came in this past couple weeks ago. She knew who we were.
Booker's
She
a rookie.
She made eye contact with us, Just pointed at a table. We didn't even talk to a hostess. She pointed. We had everything ready to go.
I didn't taste. Okay, so
we are VIPs.
On his comment, the breakfast is good. Pancakes were terrible.
They're huge, though.
I didn't
the
get
thing
to
is
try
that they're huge.
Yeah.
It's not that we never had them actually. Neither Bill
size
nor
matter, not quality. Okay, all right, Booger.
It depends on who you talk to. D's was awesome.
D's was
thank you,
Thank you, Rick. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Ashley, yeah.
We went to D's. It was delicious.
Hey, if you guys are going to Worlds, D's Diners.
If
where
nobody
it's at.
else
I'm
tried the
telling you.
pancakes, then
we saw
Booker
Bill
may be
Proctor
right.
and Bob there. Bob Mingwire.
Oh, dude,
they were
love
both
those
there,
guys.
dude. I mean, come on.
Big
Come on.
CBC supporters. We're supporters of them too.
Yeah.
All right, folks. We're freaking out of here.
Yeah, hit the
Reflections is
sign
done.
off.
We're hitting this one. No, we're not hitting that one. We're hitting this one.
Jeez, Bill.
Folks, I'm a noob at this stuff. Whatever.
Breakfast party, I like it, Craig. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning
I
in,
like
man.
it.
These
I
shows
like
get
it.
longer every week, folks. It's y'all's fault. Hey, actually, it's Ashley's fault. Let's blame Ashley.
Yeah. Ashley took up too much time during these segments to be able to end at an appropriate time. I hope everybody gets wonderful sleep for their work tomorrow, just like we have to go do our 9 to 5s. Other than that, I can't wait to freaking see you guys at Clarksville. That's the next major we're attending. Super excited about it. I hope the pre-party is crazy. I don't want to be able to move in that place. I want everybody to be pissed off because so many people are walking in lanes and crap like that. That's how many people I want there.
Folks, Bill's buying shots next door at the Mexican restaurant.
I may do that for just a couple people. Craig?
Oh, back
Only because I'm going to draw you in the blind draw, Craig.
Craig.
You and me. You and me.
All
We're
right.
doing tequila, though.
Hey,
15
folks,
limit.
thank you again, man. We'll see y'all next week. We just appreciate the support. This is CBC Faith Family 4-Baggers.
Out.